Let me tell you something. Today is one of those days that changes a franchise's DNA. A quiet decision that sends a loud message. A cryptic post that could mean everything. A low-key exit that leaves a hole right where we didn't want one. And a name nobody was really talking about, but might be exactly what you need to win those ugly January games. And the wild part is, all four of these stories are connected. Like a domino effect Dolphins fans haven't fully clocked yet. You're not ready for what dropped today. So get comfortable, tap that like button, and let's get straight into it. And real talk, do you trust this new direction? What if I told you the Miami Dolphins just made the boldest move of the entire offseason? Picture this, after years of Mike McDaniel running the offense, giving us fireworks every Sunday, but playoff runs that ended way too fast. The franchise finally flipped the script. Jeff Hafley, the Green Bay Packers defensive coordinator, is one step away from becoming our next head coach. This isn't barbershop chatter. This is legit, straight from Clutch Points. 10 candidates interviewed, long process, very deliberate. And the goal was clear. Bury the last 2 seasons that left us stuck in that painful what-if zone. Take a breath for a second. Dolphins fam, Hafley is not just another name. This guy builds defenses that hunt. Constant pressure. Secondaries that anticipate routes. Units that make elite quarterbacks uncomfortable. In Green Bay, he took a middle-of-the-pack defense and turned it into one that could slow down all-pro talent. For Miami, that signals the end of the track meet offense that disappeared whenever we faced real defenses. Now the identity shifts. Defense as the foundation, offense as the blade. Can you already picture Tua Tagovailoa playing behind a team that doesn't need him to score 35 every week? Dolphins Twitter is losing it. Half the fan base saying, finally, defense matters again. The other half mourning McDaniel like, he gave us Tyreek at warp speed. And speaking of Tyreek Hill, the cheetah dropped a little grenade on X. Might to the Chargers, huh? Classic Tyreek, vague and loaded. Is that love? Frustration? He had the best years of his career with McDaniel, but still no deep playoff run. To me, that post screams one thing. He wants rings, not just highlights. And McDaniel heading to the Chargers as offensive coordinator makes too much sense. Justin Herbert is another insanely talented quarterback who's 0-3 in the playoffs. Los Angeles just moved on from Greg Roman after getting bullied late in the year. They need an offensive mind to unlock Herbert. McDaniel gets a reset. Herbert gets creativity. And this time there's a defense to keep games from spiraling. So what does that mean for us? A lot. Hafley brings a totally different football philosophy. Creative blitzes, disguised coverages, and a staff full of coaches he trusts from his college and NFL stops. A secondary that struggled in 2025 suddenly has a chance to be reborn. But the offense has to grow up. Tua has to win from the pocket, because Hafley will not live with careless turnovers. The fan base is split right down the middle. I've seen Hafley as him. Elite defense loading. And also, we lost McDaniel's speed. Are we turning into the Bears? I see it as a calculated risk. If it hits, 2026 is a real playoff run. If it misses, it's a full reset. And that wasn't even the craziest part of the day. Because while we're still wrapping our heads around the new boss, a key assistant is already packing his bags out of South Florida. As fans were still processing Hafley taking over, the first domino on the coaching staff fell, and nobody saw it coming. Matthew Araujo, our cornerbacks coach, is headed to the Jacksonville Jaguars. This one came in hot from CBS Sports through Matt Zenitz. It's been barely 2 weeks since McDaniel left and boom, the guy who helped shape our secondary, one of the hottest young DB coaches in the league, already has a firm offer elsewhere. He even interviewed with the Jets for their DC job days ago, but Jacksonville moved first. Think about what that does. Araujo was the mind behind corners, holding their own against top receivers in 2025. Jalen Ramsey looked sharper with Araujo adjusting coverages on the fly. Without him, the defense loses detail, less anticipation, more space for rivals to exploit. Hafley walks in with his own vision, and suddenly assistants are in survival mode, looking for stability. That's what happens when the top changes. The list of who stays for 2026 gets very short. Full rebuild energy. Fans are heated online. Some saying, Araujo was irreplaceable. Our DBs are about to get cooked. Others see opportunity. This opens the door for Hafley's guys. More aggressive defense. Both can be true. Losing Araujo hurts right now, but it forces Hafley to bring in coaches who fully match his pressure-heavy system. Corners need discipline as much as speed. If they don't fill that spot fast, the Chiefs and Bills will be laughing by November. And don't blink, because that was just a warm-up. What comes next is a move aimed straight at the nightmare that's haunted this team for years. Just when you think all the changes are on defense, here comes the first real sign of fixing the most painful unit of all, special teams. Todd Archer from ESPN dropped it. The Dolphins have requested an interview with Carlos Polk, assistant special teams coach from the Cowboys. That's happening while Craig Aukerman is reportedly eyeing a similar role in Tampa Bay. Translation: patience is gone. Too many games slipped away because of dumb special teams mistakes. Polk's resume is legit. He's been around since 2010. Chargers, Bucks, Cowboys, Jaguars, Bears. Dallas finished 13th in special teams EPA in 2025. Chicago was 12th in 2024 with him. Imagine that here. Punt returns flipping field position. Kick coverage that doesn't turn into disasters. Aukerman was an upgrade from Danny Crossman, and we all remember how brutal that era was. But better isn't good enough for Hafley. He wants elite. Bad special teams cost you 3 or 4 games a season. And for the Dolphins, that gap was the difference between January football and watching from a couch. Fans are split again. Finally, someone who helps us win instead of gifting points. Versus Aukerman was improving. Why mess with it? I'm telling you, Polk brings grown man leadership and January experience. With Hafley anchoring the defense, special teams becomes the hidden edge. Short fields for Tua, cleaner games, fewer heart attacks. If Polk lands here, 2026 comes with way fewer blocked kicks and busted returns. So that's the full picture. Hafley taking over, Araujo walking, Polk in the mix. All of it points to one thing. The McDaniel era is officially over, and something tougher, colder, and more calculated is starting. The fan base is torn between loving the gamble and fearing the unknown. But if Hafley gets this right, I see Lombardi dreams creeping back into South Florida. Now I want to hear from you. Is Hafley the move that finally pushes us over the top? Or is this a swing and a miss? Drop it in the comments. Hit the like if you're feeling the energy. Subscribe for more, and let's ride. Fins up, 2026 is right there. If you're a real Dolphins fan, and you don't want to miss a single move, rumor, or breaking update, hit subscribe right now. This channel is where Miami news drops first, straight, no fluff. Turn on notifications, and ride with us all the way. Fins up.